Okay, so your first question that you get, what's the gist? That will be the same with all of the assessments. Same with your listening too. You know, what's the gist? I guess if you can't get that, it'll save you time. Just get up and walk out. It'll save you an hour of torture. If you can't get the gist, forget it. Usually, yeah, it's unusual that people can't get that. All right. With gist question, don't just write, one little phrase. Try to develop it. Obviously, the more you can develop it and capture most of the ideas, the better. Just remember, I have mentioned before, with these sort of things, don't cut and paste. Remember, if it says, look at the next one. What is the effect of this attitude to time? So the attitude to time that he talks about in the piece, what is its effect on the medium? Now, if you cut and paste some sentences, that's not really going to work, is it? You might cut and paste the right ones, where he's talking about the media and time, but it doesn't really tell me that you understand it. Part of the skill for these sorts of things, it's not multiple choice. You've got to make the words yourself, don't you? It's a bit of summarising and paraphrasing skill. You've got to put those ideas into your own words as much as you can. So there's a little bit of a writing skill here as well. I mean, we're testing your reading, but you've got to do that with your writing. What's the effect of this attitude to time that he's talking about in the piece on the media? 3, which is the paragraph in which he predicts the future? Summarise what he says here, again, in your own words. What's he saying? And it's comment on its level of realism and seriousness. 4, it's a multiple kind of question here. What does he think of celebrities? What does he think of the royal wedding? And what does he think of George Bush? Now, some of these questions are designed, some of them are designed like there's direct information answer. Some are indirect. This is a little bit more indirect, so it's testing another strategy of reading. They're relatively carefully designed questions to test kind of different skills. Right? So you get testing your ability to get the main idea, testing some to just get direct information. Usually there are some indirect, testing your ability to get indirect information as well. That's part of your higher level reading, level 4. Another element of level 4 reading is to be able to tell, and same with listening, when somebody's joking or not. Are they being ironic? Remember that word? Are they kind of meaning the opposite of what they're actually saying? Now, at level 3, you don't expect that. But level 4, there's a lot of that in everyday life, isn't it? When people are joking around, or they actually say the opposite to what they really mean. A sophisticated language user has got to be able to tell when somebody's actually, as we say, pulling their leg and really saying actually the opposite thing to what the words say. So part of level 4 is what we call the subtext, getting down under the actual words and seeing the real intention and the real meaning. And sometimes it's opposite to what the words actually say. This is a characteristic of a level 4 reader and listener. So be ready for that kind of thing as well. There's already been one question in here about the level of seriousness. I'll leave you to try to remember which one that is. 5, so for A, B and C there in 4, give separate answers and reasons for each one of those. Alright, so don't just say he thinks George Bush is really good. You've got to be able to tell me the reason. What's the clue? 5.
Hang on, that means we have to answer again ABC.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you've got three components there. That's right. 5. What does he think are the advantages and the disadvantages? So with all of these questions, you've got to look at how many elements are there. Yeah, it's not just one, is it? It's the advantages and disadvantages of this sort of attitude to time. Describe them in your own words. I just keep reminding you here, sometimes in the question, you put it in your own words. 6, here's where we get to the vocabulary. Explain the meanings of the words in bold, where the instant obliterates the past. Somewhere in there. What's the word obliterate mean? Great, if you already know that word, fantastic. You just need to write the meaning. If you don't know the meaning, you need to guess. Now remember our first strategy of guessing. We'll do more practice on the guessing strategy because it's useful for, not just for assessment, but obviously learning new words. We've already done some work on this. Guessing, first question is always what part of speech, isn't it? Am I looking at a noun here? Am I looking at a verb, adjective, adverb? Okay, if it's a noun, then is it physical or is it mental? You know, start looking at your categories of things. I'll give you some work this week on vocabulary strategies. But for now, do what you can. Get as many clues from the sentence. Even read the sentence before and the sentence after. Sometimes there are clues in there. And just the logic of the ideas. All of these words can be guessed from just the environment they are in. We're not going to give you a word that we think you don't know and you can't guess, obviously. No point in that. B, but now it's deemed boring. What does deemed mean? Now, okay, with all of these, look at C, also single words. There are two words here. We no longer linger on great issues. Tell me what linger means. We neither concentrate nor cogitate. Alright, so you've got 4 points there. You've got 4 words to guess. Sometimes with these things, it could be a little phrase. It could be like we saw, get out of your hair. Think of Kath and Kim. Get out of your hair. It could be a little phrase, a little idiom, and it's got a meaning. Try to guess that. So be ready for possible phrases as well as single words. Okay, little extra here. Bonus point question. What other writing trick or technique is Adams using in these 2 lines? We no longer linger on great attitudes. We neither concentrate nor cogitate. Bonus point question for level 5. IELTS 9, IELTS 10, if you can answer that one. All right. IELTS 13. Yeah. Okay. Those are the questions. Now, what we're going to do is do it in a bit of a fun way. That would normally be deadly serious, work by yourself, all right? Now, because it's practice, work together and discuss, all right? And get together in 2s or 3s and slang, nut it, that's your nut it out together. Start any way you like. Probably the gist is a good one to start, but you don't necessarily, and look, this is an important strategy for when we got the real serious test, don't necessarily start with number 1. If you feel number 6, oh yeah, I know number 6, always answer, in any exam, answer your easiest things first. It'll make you feel more confident, it'll get you processing and thinking and writing, then move to the hardest ones last. Alright? So, share your ideas. Don't use phones, don't use dictionaries. You've got to guess this together. The guessing is really important.
First and then we discuss later. Can we do it this way? Do
You
what
can,
know
you
first,
can.
and then we sit down.
You decide. We have got about 25 minutes. In the last 10 minutes we'll pull together some answers. We may not finish the activity today, alright? But see what you can do. If you'd like a bit of individual time just reading again first, have it. If you want to dive in working together, that's up to you.